President Trump is blaming Iran for the bombing of an all-girls school in the Middle Eastern country. More than 160 people were killed in the strike in southern Iran. But President Trump's blame is conflicting with the mounting evidence that the U.S. military is likely responsible for the attack. For the latest, we're joined by the Hill's business and defense reporter Philippe Timotia. Philippe, what's the president saying happened, and what have administration officials said about the strike?
Well, President Trump initially, when asked last week about the strike that has killed at least 160 people in southern Iran, including many of them children, has blamed Iran. And that has been his answer until yesterday, where he indicated during the press conference that while he doesn't know everything about the ongoing investigation into the incident, where the strike took place on February 28th in southern Iran, he said he would live with the final conclusion of the investigation. But he has blamed Iran for the strike and has indicated that Iran has a Tomahawk missile that has purportedly been used in this incident. It is important to point out that Iran is not known to have a Tomahawk missile, and besides the United States, only Australia and the UK possess those precision munitions.
Yeah, I want to ask you a little bit more about that. What does the evidence so far show about who's responsible, and is the U.S. investigating?
Well, so far we've had multiple reports and analysis piecing different parts of the kinetic action that took place on February 28th. The initial analysis that the New York Times published on Thursday indicated that the strike on the school took place at the same time that the U.S. was conducting strikes in the area. Precisely, the strike took place adjacent to the school. It was directed at the Iranian Revolutionary Guard's naval facility that was hit on February 28th. The same day, the U.S. Central Command posted videos of U.S. Navy warships firing multiple Tomahawk missiles in an undisclosed area. Then on Friday, we had a report from Reuters that said that U.S. military investigators were indicating that U.S. might be responsible for the attack on the school. But the report did emphasize that the investigation hasn't been concluded, and the news agency wasn't able to determine in what stage the ongoing investigation was. Over the weekend, we had a video released by Mirror News Agency, which is a semi-official Iran news agency, that showed a missile hitting a facility near the school. The video was analyzed, geolocated, and it was initially confirmed by investigative journalism outlet Bellingcat that in the video it was shown that a Tomahawk missile hit the facility, which was near the elementary school, where more than 175 people, including many children, were killed. And that led to President Trump being asked on Monday about the ongoing investigation.
Are lawmakers at this point calling for any reviews, any investigations? What are they asking, and what do we know about what they've been told?
We've seen some responses from lawmakers on Capitol Hill. On Sunday, a group of senior Senate Democrats, including Senator Chris Coons of Delaware, Brian Schatz of Hawaii, Mark Warner, the Vice Chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, Jeanine Shaheen, the Senate Foreign Relations Committee ranking member, they've called on the Pentagon to conduct an impartial investigation as the incident has garnered more publicity. And today we've seen a few Republican lawmakers, including Senator Todd Young of Indiana, call for an investigation and for the probe to hopefully make it clear who was behind the strike that killed more than 170 people on February 28th.
Philippe, what has the toll of this conflict been overall for the U.S., Israel, Iran, and the region? Have there been significant civilian casualties?
We've seen from Iranian state media reporting that there have been civilian casualties inside Iran. The toll has also increased in recent days in the UAE that has come under fire from incoming Iranian ballistic missiles and drones that Iran has been shooting ever since the U.S. and Israel jointly started striking Iran last Saturday. And we've also seen the rise of casualties of U.S. service members. Currently, that number is at 7.
What is the Trump administration saying about how long this war is expected to continue?
Currently, it is unclear. President Trump has indicated in previous interviews with other news outlets that the war could last 4 to 5 weeks. When he was asked yesterday during the press conference, he didn't give a specific timeline, although he did indicate that the conflict would not end this week. Interestingly, this morning at the Pentagon, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Dan Kane, were briefing reporters on the ongoing war, and Defense Secretary Hegseth did not specify a timeline when this war could end.
The Hill's business and defense reporter Philippe Timoteo, thank you.